All right, Jack, let's dive into Baylor and UCF since we're here in Orlando. UCF without John Rice Plumlee. Timmy McClain, still really good. Their issue is not going to be scoring points. They're going to score points against Baylor tomorrow. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Is this an opportunity, though, for Baylor to run the ball better than they have this year because the run defense has been the issue for UCF?
Every game's an opportunity for them to run the ball better than they have this year. They have not done it well. I don't know another way to put it. It's just when you're looking at the trenches, specifically the defensive line for UCF, I've got some questions. They've got a couple guys. I believe Lee Hunter is probably their number one guy on the defensive line. Yeah. But do they have any depth? Can Baylor focus on that? Like that one matchup and be like, this is specifically where we have to dominate. Every other guy should be able to take their guy one-on-one and really establish the wide zone. I do think the fewer possessions in the game would favor Baylor, but they have to get on the board early because, frankly, I've seen Baylor's defense kind of just lose faith in the offense multiple times this year. They went out and they stopped Texas for, 3 drives at the start of that game. Sark, a coach who's known for his opening scripts, they couldn't get it going against Baylor. I mean, clearly they were the better team, but I do think this Baylor defense needs to sort itself out early, and the offense needs to give them something to play for instead of just being like, oh, do we have to shut these guys out to win this game?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that Baylor they're in a quandary right now. Like I don't think they know who they are. I mean, obviously the coaches know who they want them to be. I don't think they have confidence player-wise in running what they're running because the offensive line hasn't been good. I don't know if we'll see Blake Shapen tomorrow or not. I just don't. I don't know. I mean, Grayson said he expects him to play, but
really,
I don't know that's just his thoughts on it. But day to day, from like when Dave Aranda tells you day to day. Like, he's not BSing you. He's telling you it's day-to-day. And guess what Saturday is, Jack? It's a day.
Wait, Saturday's a day?
It's a day. And it's a day after another day, so you can go day to day from Saturday on that. So, yeah. So that is what, I don't know. We'll see what happens there. If he is not there, then I just don't expect Baylor to win. And it is not, I don't think there should be any kind of indictment on Sawyer Robertson because they didn't want him to play.
No.
They did not want him to play.
He went into the season as the backup. He lost the job. This is not what anyone planned, and he's doing the best he can, but we're seeing that the best he can is, frankly, why he lost the job.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so he was supposed to come in, be developmental, get that done, and then game one, he's got to roll out there and play. So this was not the plan, the script at all for him. I think they were hoping hey, let's see what we can do in spots. I would have, if you had told me by game 3, 4, or 5, if they're going along well, if they were 3-1 like they thought they were going to be or 2-2 instead of 1-3, then this is a game where you might have seen a Sawyer Robertson series just to see how he's going. But since nothing has hit on offense at all, it's just been a mess, and he's a victim of it because the biggest problem, honestly, is not him, it's the offensive line.
It's definitely the offensive line. And if I can play the Baylor apologist for a moment as a Baylor alum, you got to look at this season as, hey, you've played 2 top 10 teams, 2 teams that have proven they've got top defenses so far through the year. So the best you could be hoping for is 2-2. Now, clearly, you got punked by a team that you should not get punked by in the opener. Mm-hmm. But Shapen got hurt in that game, and you probably come out of Utah with a win. You played Utah so close, and the back-breaking mistake of Sawyer Robertson's interception to set Utah up for the final drive, that probably doesn't happen if Shapen's in. So you might be looking at a win. You could still be 2-2 and have a top 10 win at this point. Probably wouldn't be top 10 with them beating Utah, but you get what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And you're where you expect to be, even though you're playing worse than you expect to be playing.
Yeah.
And now you've got a chance against a UCF team with their backup quarterback in, a Texas Tech team that's completely reeling with their backup quarterback in, and you could be 4-2 heading into your bye halfway through the year.
But now you're looking at first you got to get to 2-3.
Yeah. First you got to get to 2-3 because clearly they're not 4-2. They're not 2-2. They won't go 4-2.
Yeah.
They already have that third loss. but still, you have a chance to get to 3-3, and that's probably the most sunshine pumping view I could give. Not that that's a view I believe.
Yeah, good news. Like the good news for Baylor is that the worst is behind them for a little while. I mean, Kansas State and TCU still loom towards the end of the schedule, but the best opportunities they have are coming up in, this one I'm not going to completely say that on because I still think that UCF is a better team. I think they're just a better built team right now. But with Texas Tech, Houston, and Cincinnati all coming up, kind of all this in a row before they get into that, And look, West Virginia at the end of the year, they better hope that the home game thing holds true still, because that team looks like, even though I don't think it's going to be easy for them any of the way out, they're going to be a tough out for everybody. Like, they're going to be a tough out for TCU tomorrow. I think TCU is going to beat them, but they're going to be a tough out for TCU tomorrow. So
I've got West Virginia in that game.
Really? On the road?
I've been picking against West Virginia for a couple too many weeks. I need to stop that.
So you want to see if you can, go the other way and, reboot on West Virginia?
No, I'm hoping I can ride with them. I'm not hoping that I jinx them somehow. I'm not trying to do that to Mountaineers.
Like an experiment, like a control experiment. Let's see if I just don't know anything about this team and I'm going to pick it this way all the time. Whatever you pick about them is going to be opposite.
I know I have no control over them. Either way, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Okay.